Welcome to week 1 of this diary, I guess, of me trying to be some sort of successful freelance photographer, creative. Good week to start. I basically have my first wedding that I'm shooting at on Tuesday. Today is now Saturday. To help with the wedding, I hired a Canon R5. I currently use a Canon EOS R, which is like your basic one. I need 2 cameras, and I ideally wanted a camera with 2 SD slots. So now I'm just gonna go on the internet and try and figure out the settings that I want to use for this wedding with a camera that I've never used before. Luckily it's Saturday, so I've got the weekend and everything to play around with it. And I'm also just going to look at a few YouTube videos on how to set it up, what's the best settings in relation to my other camera, because what I don't want to do is using 2 cameras and they both being very different in the eye sort of thing. I want it to be pretty seamless and not worry about buttons or where everything is. So we're on YouTube, we have the camera with a 50mm. We're going to take some photos, we're going to look at the settings, and we're going to see what's what. So kind of an interesting thing that I just watched there was, I've been watching Josh Huggett for a while, who's this Aussie photographer who does educational videos. I really like him. I like his sense of humor. Bit controversial if you're from America, I think, but from the UK and from Scotland, I totally get it. I really like him. I kind of wish more weddings were acceptable to someone like him over here. But an interesting thing he just said was, because I've upgraded a camera, so I've now hired this R5, I was trying to figure out, well, which lens do I use solely with the R5 and what do I use with my EOS R? Because I've brought with me a 24-70 2.8, a 50mm 1.8 and a 35mm 1.4. And from what he's just said there in the video is, if he were starting out, and again, this is my first wedding, so even though I'm not starting out as a photographer, I've not done a wedding before. So he suggested just then that if you slapped on the 24-70 onto the R5, I can shoot most of the wedding on the R5. And then for the portraits, with the wedding party and things like that, I can then resort to my backup, which is the 50mm and my EOS R. EOS R is great. I've been using it for most of my work, so I'm comfortable with that camera. So I think that's what I'm going to do, which answers a question I had, which is great. That's what this is all about. So today's Monday, and I have a pretty busy day actually, which is unusual. Main checklist for today is client work, first and foremost, which is I have to schedule some content for a retaining client that I have, who I've been doing these rider diaries for. They're a surf travel company, Ticket to Ride, you can look them up. So I have some scheduling to do for their social media, and then I have a meeting with the marketing manager at 11. And then after I've done the meeting and then we've done the scheduling, I need to finish an edit, which is the final rider diary for the Indo trip that I did, which basically finishes the whole series of going to the Indo trip and what it's about and what you'll experience and what it'll be like and things like that. And then after that's done, it's wedding prep. So I need to make sure my batteries are on charge, camera batteries and my flash batteries, my drone and my GoPro. I need to print out these checklists that I've got. So I've got my shot list, which I'm going to print out and then take a picture of, so that it'll always be the first picture. So that basically one right click on each camera will showcase my checklist, so that I can make sure I've got the shots that I want. And then I also need to print out a family portrait list that I've got with my couple, so that when it comes to that, I can just rattle off names and we can get it done pretty quickly, hopefully. Today started off well. I've already spilt some toothpaste on my t-shirt, which is always a good start to the day. But yeah, I've put out my to-do list. I'm in my dad's office, which is great. So let's get down. Oh, and another thing I want to get done is at least try to get some sort of exercise or a workout done. I found some dumbbells in the garage, so I need to get that done because it helps me with my mental state. I can relax and focus on one thing rather than weddings. It's weird actually, because I've been, the first time I've had job-related dreams in terms of photography. So the last few days I've had wedding dreams that things have gone wrong or I've forgotten things, which means, what does it mean? What does a dream mean? Do we all dream? Don't know what's going on. Anyway, and I also just got an email in from a surf school that I've been trying to work with, so I'll have to reply to his email as well. Let me write that down. Cool, because they want me to come in and do a video package promotion thing for their surf school. And it looks like good weather and good waves next week, so I think they want to do it next week. So I need to try and figure out what days I have available and when I can do that, which is cool. Nice, another client, great. We're moving forward.
Car collection room.
Yeah, this is my dad's collection of small car models.
Did you have a nice weekend?
Did I have a nice weekend? Yes, had a very good weekend, yeah. So this is all my stuff on this bed. Got my harness, dual camera harness, R5, EOS R, drone, everything else that I need, extra bags. I need to charge all my batteries and make sure that they're all charged and ready. This guy. Good vibes only. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 batteries for the 2 cameras. 3 each. Hopefully that's enough for an entire wedding day. 2 drone batteries, although I'm only really going to use the drone in the morning, and hold on, 4 GoPro batteries because of the internet and social media, and apparently you just need to post about everything you do of every day. So the idea I have is like a POV GoPro on top of my camera, and I'll just hit record whenever I'm not too stressed. But I'm just going to make sure everything is charged. So as I'm waiting for everything to charge, I thought I'd just tick off everything on my gear checklist and make sure everything's packed, starting with my camera bag. DOS cameras and 50mm and a 24-70. My drone and my GoPro and my Holdfast Moneymaker harness, dual camera harness thing. This thing's class. And the last one I have is this Peak Design sling bag, which has my flash and a 35mm 1.4 Sigma, just in case. My plan is to just use those 2 lenses, the 24-70 and the 50. But I'll bring this just in case, because it's nice. What else do I have on my list? Before I actually pack everything, I'm just going to go through my settings on my camera, make sure everything is at the same. ISO 400, 1/125, the highest f-stop it can get to, lowest, highest, f1.8, 1.4, whatever. And then also sync them timing-wise, so that when I take the photos on each camera, they have the same time, so that when I arrange them, they're all in time order, rather than file name. Yeah. I think we're good to go. Hello, welcome to the first wedding of me shooting a wedding. It's gone well so far. It is 10:10. I've gone back and forth. Hold on, someone on the road. I've gone back and forth from like groom's house, bride's house, getting ring shots, trinkets shots, shots of dresses, things like that. I need to go back to the bride's place once all their makeup is done. Find a place to park. And then yeah, it's going well so far. I'll update later on.